Hello everyone, this is Goosebumps Godzilla, and today I'm going to be talking about how Nat and Pat from the Beast from the East are actually the Beast from the East. So viewer beware, you're in for a scare, and let's get started with this video. Okay, so before I go any further, I just want to say that there are going to be major spoilers for the Beast from the East, and some minor spoilers, I would say, for Here Comes the Shaggy. So if you've not read The Beast from the East, I would turn back now. Not really for Here Comes the Shaggy. I guess a little bit, but not huge things. But anyway, guys, let's get into this theory for today. Okay, so in The Beast from the East, we are introduced to the main protagonist family, which consists of the main protagonist's mom and dad, and her twin brothers, which is Nat and Pat. And so, they're identical twins, and you really can't tell them apart. That really comes to use later on in the story. So anyway, one thing leads to another. The kids get lost in the woods while they go out camping. And so they try to find their parents throughout the book. And anyway, one thing leads to another. They get into this strange sort of like forest that you can see on the cover artwork for The Beast from the East. And then they encounter the Beast. Beasts, I guess. I don't think they have an official species name. I guess they're just called the Beasts. I mean, the Beast even call themselves the Beasts. So, pretty much that's their species name. And they play this game called The Beast from the East. And it's basically this dangerous version of tag. And a way for the Beast from the East to actually get their food is by playing this game. They tag the human, and the human has to tag them back, which itself is really hard. And so, yeah, that's pretty much the plot for The Beast from the East, because the main protagonist gets tagged, and she has to tag one of the beasts. So, this whole plot ensues. I'm not going to go too far into spoilers, just in case you're still watching this video, and you still have not read the book. It's a really good book. I don't want to spoil too much. Anyway, one thing leads to another. The main protagonist is about to be eaten. And then they basically are about to be eaten, but then the twin brothers come together because they were separated at separate times during the book, and the Beast didn't know that they were identical twins. And so it turns out that, according to the rule system for The Beast from the East, they cannot play the game and eat the main protagonist and Nat and Pat, because Nat and Pat are identical twins. And that means that they can't eat them, and they are level 3 players. And the beasts that we see in The Beast from the East are level 1 players. And so that's how the book pretty much ends. There is a twist at the end that I won't spoil. But yeah, that's pretty much the end. And so the fact that they talked about that identical twin thing so normally kind of made me think of this theory, because in the story they basically said it like it was normal. I'm getting a little ahead of myself. So anyway, in the Beast from the East story, one of the beasts said sort of like you can multiply yourself or something, and he said that kind of like it was normal. I don't know, it was kind of strange how he just said like, oh yeah, you can multiply yourself. I don't know, it kind of didn't make sense to me. Maybe that was just me, but I'm so sorry guys, I thought something was going on that was very, very strange, because it just didn't make sense how he was talking normally about how people or things can multiply themselves. And so that instantly made me think of this theory, because in Here Comes the Shaggy, we can sort of see what I'm talking about in my theory today. So basically in that book, the two kids in the book, I don't really remember if they're identical twins. I think they're just two kids. But anyway, they merge together and form the Shaggy from Here Comes the Shaggy. And so I think it's a similar case in The Beast from the East, because first off, the Beast sort of made it sound normal that Nat and Pat can multiply themselves. And so of course humans can't multiply themselves and stuff like that. So it must be the beasts, because they said, I'm so sorry guys, they said that it was normal to multiply themselves-ish. And they kind of implied that. So I think that would mean that only the beasts can do it. And so I think in the end of the book, that Nat and Pat, it's never actually read in the book, but I think after the events in the book, they actually joined up with the beast and become their own kind, because there is evidence that this would happen. First off, we can see it in the Beast from the East promotional artwork. In this promotional artwork, we can see, like, a beast grilling something on a grill. So, there has to be some new beast from the human realm that came in for this to happen. Because in the book, we can see them roasting their, food, basically, on a fire. That's how they grilled their food and eat it and stuff like that. So, how come all of a sudden we have a grill right here in this promotional artwork? So, I think Nat and Pat formed together, because they are beasts, and so both of them formed together would equal one beast. And they're the ones who brought the grill over, because this beast obviously has to come from the human realm, not from the beast realm, because the beasts only have the fire and stuff like that. So, that has to be Nat and Pat, because if they are beasts and they did merge together, it'd be the only explanation for how this happened. Also, the fact that I would say, the Nat and Pat would be probably about 4.5 feet at the events of Beast from East, maybe 4 feet. I would say 4.5 just to be sure. But that, both of them added together would equal 9 feet. That is the same pretty much height of the Beast from the East. Also, added evidence is from the fact that the Beasts targeted the main protagonist. So, in the Beast from the East, we can see them, chasing after the main protagonist at the very beginning, trying to tag her. I wouldn't say chase, it was more like he just ran up to her and tagged her. But it's kind of strange that he went after the main protagonist. The main protagonist is older, probably stronger, and, harder to tag than her brother. These guys are obviously intelligent and would realize that, most likely, if they want to get an easy meal, they could go after Nat or Pat. I can't really remember which one stayed with her, because at one point the twins did separate. I think I said that earlier. And so, I can't really remember which one stayed behind and all that. So, basically, they could have gone after the easier prey that was out there close to the main protagonist. I mean, why tag the main protagonist when we can tag the easy meal right over there? And she would count as a helper and die anyway. I mean, it seems like logic would support that. And these guys are obviously logical, since they created translators to pretty much every language, I would say, in existence. I think they said millions of languages, so a lot of languages. So these guys are obviously intelligent, and the fact that they didn't go after the main protagonist is kind of strange. You might say, possibly, that they want to play the game and have a little fun, But the fact that they never actually told the main protagonist the rules, they're always grumbling about how they're starving, kind of seems like they would go after the easy prey, but they wouldn't eat their own brethren, so, hopefully, most likely, they wouldn't eat their own brethren. So I think that, the reason they didn't attack Nat or Pat was because of the fact that they were beasts. Logic does back that up. Also, the fact that Goosebumps the game shows another beast that also seems like he came from a human background. So in the, in the Goosebumps the game, I'm still playing it. Haven't really got that far, but anyway, so in the game you confront the Beast from the East. And it's kind of strange. So supposedly the Beast is a high-level player according to Goosebumps the game. But it's kind of strange that he was scared off by either the haunted mask or the shrunken head, whichever way you do it. Both of those choices would actually scare away the beast from the east in Goosebumps the game. So, why would that scare him away? Of course, the shrunken head is jungle magic, I believe, so that one would scare it away. But what about the haunted mask? Why would they be scared of the haunted mask? In that forest, the beast probably seen 100 times things worse than that, and it's not like they can't stand the sight of it. First off, these guys are high-level players according to Goosebumps the game. Why would they be scared of the haunted mask? People can stand the sight of the haunted mask. How come the beasts are afraid of the haunted mask? And so, here's what I think. I think that kind of reveals a human past for this beast right here in Goosebumps the game. Because, pretty much, humans can stand the sight of the haunted mask. Some of them are a little afraid of them, like the little kids somewhere in the book that really freaked them out. But, I mean, as I said in, the haunted mask book, the voice is the scariest part. So, just the design of the mask shouldn't scare away a beast from the east, much less a high-level player of the beast from the east that has probably seen a whole lot worse than that. Also, Spork, who was one of the beasts from the east, had his eye ripped out and stuff like that. And he, it just doesn't make sense how he'd be afraid of the haunted mask or run away or something like that. Anyways, so I think that reveals sort of a human past, along with that, promotional artwork that shows the beast grilling something on the grill, which is totally against what the beast had technology-wise then, and possibly, linked to a beast having a human past. And I think this is most likely Nat and Pat. Also, it's important to note that Nat and Pat pretty much equal what the beast are, if you know what I mean. So one of them, I think it was Nat, I can't remember. No, it was Pat. They are really into video games, stuff like that. He's more of like a technical person. And then we see Nat, I believe, and he's more of an outdoorsy person. Merge those two together and they equal the beast from the east, because in the beast from the east, these guys can obviously climb trees as seen in the cover art, and can do a whole lot of different things. Like run around the forest. I mean, they're obviously outdoors animals since they live out, and, do all that. But also, they are technologically smart. I mean, they create, a translator to translate to almost every single language. I mean, it kind of equals what Pat is in the Beast from the East and Nat. Both of them merged together would equal the Beast from the East. So, yeah, that's pretty much the end of my theory. I myself think it's a little confusing, so just to sum it up in this last couple of minutes, or minute, I don't really know, just to sum up this entire theory. And so, my theory, as I said probably multiple times in this video, and I'm saying it again, is that Nat and Pat are beasts. This is backed up by the beast, not the beast from the east, but here comes the Shaggy. Because it is possible for two people to merge together to equal a beast, or a monster. Also, there's evidence in the beast from the east, because the beast didn't go for Nat or Pat in the beast from the east. Also, there's evidence from promotional artwork in Goosebumps the game that links at least one of the beasts to a human past. And also, there's the fact that both of them merged together would actually equal the beast. But anyway, guys, that's the end of my theory, and I hope you enjoyed.